Gentlemen, we're always ready to bring you the intense action here in the Battle for Supremacy TV's Reign Supreme Season 1 Honor of Kings Grassroots Tournament. Kaisaya and Vince G still here with you to bring all the intense action in the Gorge, the Heroes Gorge. So, unfortunately for the second series, we did not see Execration up against another Bangladesh team, but we are going to see another Philippines versus Bangladesh in the form of Extreme Esports and Aesir Esports. So, going back to our topic earlier, so unfortunately we were cut short because of that unfortunately default, but I wanted to go back to your question, Madam Kaisai. I mean, I wanted to see those heroes come into play, especially Neza.
Yeah, well, Neza definitely buffed with more shields. So when he actually goes on to his ultimate, there's a clash. I mean, he will be able to go for more initiation for team fight. So it's pretty interesting to see. So the global map presence is there, and at the same time, the sustain that he can provide for his team. So Neza definitely good for me. I think since I also like play farm lane, I would have some bias on to wanting to see the Arlie into the Gorge. So I hope he kind of slips into the draft.
Well, Arlie is quite a really popular marksman, if you ask me, and that's why he was or she was being forced to go into the ban pool. So, are we gonna see some Arlie finally? But in terms of like seeing this tournament, I've seen Arlie like once yesterday, or once or twice, and they managed to win because of the mobility that Arlie has. So hopefully we can see that again today in the fourth day here up on the Reign Supreme tournament. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on the Arlie tournament. So, Madam Kaisaya, the draft is on the way. Let's see this game unfold.
Yes, let's see this draft first go unfold. And here we see, I loved all this prefix on the names, on the IGNs of our team on the Philippine side, AES all the way. But yeah, it looks like there will be no Arlie for me, VZG, because it's gonna be the prio ban on the red side, as you know, there's the high potential on actually getting this secured for the first pick of the blue side, first pick team. So they will be banning this out. I wonder if there's gonna be a Julia ban prio as well. They're still deciding. 2 seconds left, and it seems like they're gonna. No, I thought they're gonna leave it open, but they decided for a Daxiao ban, leaving the Dolia available, but so as is the Hino. And we do know that the Hino is actually one of the top picks in the middle lane. So much sustain so much damage as well. But I think this time, even in this mini patch, there's like some options to actually match up against this Hino. I mean, Ganonmo is there, even Mai Shiranui is there. There is just some, even Angela is still a good pick to go up against mid versus mid.
Well, speaking of which, they managed to flex their mid, and it's all up to the supports to do their job. So Ming comes into play. Seems like for Extreme Esports, we're gonna go Ruara. But that's a marksman reveal right there already. For Al Riyad, he's taking his sweet time in order for us to identify which lane is gonna be filled. Or you're talking about Mai, another SNK hero is gonna be there. Nakoruru hovered, but they managed to force a Janwei pick. So Janwei having that increased popularity over this tournament somehow. Janwei, but once I see Janwei being played out yesterday, it has a low success rate. So that means they're struggling in winning matches.
Yeah, well, quite not a popular pick, but who knows? We might be able to see our Bangladesh team pull off a different kind of a Janwei in here. But for the meantime, Joyu is going to be secured as a mid laner to go up in here up against the Hino in the middle lane. I'm surprised because even before the patch, the mini patch a while ago, we would usually see the Dolia getting in the bans in the first phases right, in the first phase. But now the Dolia ends up in the second phase if there is no support or roam as of yet. But I think the idea coming from our Philippine team on the red side here is that they would want to have more sustain, thus the Ming pick. We do know that Dun himself is able to sustain for himself. Usually he can even go for a 1v4 or even maybe a 1v5. We're talking about low HP heroes, but add a layer of feels coming from Ming, then that is going to be an unkillable, almost unkillable Dun, maybe in team fights.
He needs to initiate very well because of the Unruly Blade. It's a really, really good initiation kit. He can like go close towards his target, and then with a really, really good charge of that Wind Slash, he can like disable or crowd control his opponents, locking them into place. And as you've said, I kind of agree with what you've said here on this game. He has the chance to at least go on a 1v4 or 1v5, surviving that fight, but of course having the Min backing him up together with Zhou, this could give room for Dun to become a monster on this game. So they have to watch out for that. And Aesir here knew what's up. They knew what they are gonna do up against this kind of lineup.
Yes, definitely. And seems like there is a Fang lock already. Actually, they're probably playing with their minds because there's a lot of possibilities in here. Dun can actually go into the jungle, even Fang can go into the jungle. So right now, it is not clear who's going to go into the jungle yet for the side of the Philippine team. For the meantime, again, sustains is already secured for the side of our Philippine team. But if you talk about in here, again, we see another Leoshan in here. I don't want to give another lose for the Leoshan. I mean, I guess that's going to be too much already from game 1 or set 1 from me, but we'll see how our Bangladeshi team will be able to pull it off. But they have a Sunsa pick in here for the Clash lane, and that is going to give them some, mobility to play around the map, and it is locked. For our Philippine versus Bangladeshi team, what do you think about the overall lineup, VZG?
The overall lineup, we are gonna definitely see some intense pickoffs in the early. We're gonna be seeing some good amount of team fights in the mid to late game. So it's all about how they execute. It's all about how they execute all those skills that they have. They need to calculate every bit of crowd controls that they have here, especially for Bangladesh teams, Extreme Esports. They have some good initiation kits, but of course Aesir Esports, they definitely have the done to start things up. So to start things off, ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing Extreme versus Aesir.
And actually, I was not able to see this a while ago, who actually is the jungle on the side of Aesir Esports, and it is going to be Nobu on the U1. So I think this is 3 layers of sustain. Sustain from Dun on himself, sustain from JC on the Ming, and another layer of sustain from Yu who won. So I think Team Extreme Esports needs to buy a lot of anti-heal items in here. But yeah, so far looking good with the aggressiveness in terms of play coming from Aesir Esports.
Well, they have to make sure that they need to make this play count. And as for the jungle, it's work. It's gonna be a lot of hard work for them to secure that level 4. And as for Nobu, anytime soon he can get the level 4. Just like that, a minute is all he needs in order for him to get that rotation towards the top lane.
Yes, and the fight going already. First blood is gonna go onto the Yu1, killing of Tyrant Fahim, our Sunsa in here onto the top side. So that is not looking good because this is a really quick rotation coming from the side of Aesir Esports. So what you're gonna like about the Fang onto the bot side though is that he is able to survive from with himself all alone. So but for the meantime, there's a chase ongoing right now. A flash away is in here, but they have to be very careful on the push check. But a fight ongoing, really nice position and aggressiveness coming from the Fang. But the members of Team Aesir Esports still going on for it. Look at this massive amount of damage. Even the Flames of War just killing a lot of members from the side of Extreme Esports.
And all we see is 5 kills. Aesir Esports, they are definitely wanting to win as fast as they can. If you've seen what happened yesterday, we've seen an early amount of game, as fast as 9 minutes, but this time around, for Aesir Esports, they want to break that record. And as for Fang, even with the tower defense up, they managed to take down the towers at east.
Amit super low in HP and an unstoppable kill onto that U1. This is not looking good so far from the side of Extreme Esports because we're not even at the mid game, past early game phase, but there's a lot of kills already. And in here though, very deep into the jungle camp of Extreme Esports is one member Tyrant. In here though, the Sunta again will fall down, but Yorix will be able to sustain so much heals going on to him. And there goes an unkillable, almost no death onto the side of Team Aesir. Actually, no death at all because a lot of kills is coming from JC as well as Nobu.
Okay.
And we see in the middle lane though the siege coming from the side of Aesir Esports. Sunta on his ultimate gonna go for that set sail but has to cancel out because it's gonna be quite dangerous to actually go for 4 members on the side of Aesir Esports onto the mid. And now I think there is some decision making that Team Extreme Esports needs to do in here. For the meantime, 2v1 situation up top in here. Will they be able to go for a kill onto the Yorix? But then again, Yorix will just back away and go save himself.
After minutes, it seems like Aesir Esports doesn't want to waste any second. But for Extreme Esports, they're going in extreme methods in preventing Aesir Esports to end this game fast. They need to delay this game. They need to hold on. They need to find their first kill, but in the form of done. But they have to protect themselves right now because I can see the rotation coming towards the top. They have to make sure that they will be winning fights.
Set sail has been used though, but not to engage, just to back away though. Getting slowed is our Leotian, will not be able to survive. Gonna pull that onto the hands of the King. There goes the defeated Tyrant as well onto the hands of Fang, while the rest of the members of Aesir Esports are actually getting all the jungle camps of Extreme Esports. Definitely Albion is here is not having fun. Dianwei will just fall down, and there goes the stun, there goes the CC, legendary kill onto the U1, and even more because the Hino will fall down as well. This is not so looking good, man. We are just at 4-minute game time. We are still almost in the early game, and what is happening?
A Guinness record in the fastest game ever that I've seen here. Now, they are going towards the high ground and they're not wasting any moment. They are keen to see the victory and now they're not stopping.
Because
legendary. Red team
actually put down by the Joyu and more sustained triple kill even for the U1, and there goes even an ace coming from Aesir Esports. This is just 5-minute game time. I think the fastest even in this tournament. Congratulations, Aesir Esports. I think they also, I don't know, probably they want to play pick rank for later and prepare for it.
See, what is this game? I've never seen a game so fast in my entire life. I mean, even in ranked games, I mean, the fastest game that I've witnessed is like 7 minutes. But this is just next level for Aesir Esports. Do they need to go somewhere? Do they have other commitments? Do they have priorities? And as for Nobu, he managed to get 11 kills and 7 assists. These guys are just next level. And as for Extreme Esports, unfortunately, Aesir played way more extreme.
Yes, and I can see we were like stalking the profile of Nobu a little bit in there. Epic epic in his hero. But yeah, I think, you know, this is one strategy that can be looked out to. It's all about sustain. I mean, combination of Ming, Jun, as well as the Yuan, it's all about healings. In terms of going up against this kind of lineup, we definitely, for their opponent, definitely has to wait for building itemization first to cancel out the healing, right? But there was no chance for the side of our Bangladesh team to actually work on that, because we saw a while ago, Joey actually went on the jungle camp of our Bangladesh team, and there was no way, there was no room for Dian Wei to actually get farms that he needs. If you take a look in here, I mean, the goal, I mean, it's just like, it's way too far in comparison to what Team Aesir has in here. So really quite unfortunate, there was no room for them, but for sure it is a learning experience on going up against this kind of lineup.
Wow. the way I've seen this game, Acer is just trying to send a message that they are going to end every game that they have that fast. So for Aesir Esports, they're not wasting any time. They wanted to proceed towards the next round as fast as they can. And as for Extreme Esports, well, GG will play for them. I mean, they played their very best, but for Aesir Esports, I don't know where they want to go, because for them, it's just them setting their sights towards the championship to become the Season 1 champions at this rate.
Yes, that's true. And again, I think they're just preparing for pick rank that is set to happen tonight as well. So yeah, well, congratulations still again so far for our teams moving forward to the next round already. And up next is going to be a match between, for our Series 4, is going to be a match between Indonesian team and again another Philippine team. Who are these teams that we're talking about, VZG?
This is gonna be intense because we are going to see a lot of potential teams here. For our fourth match, it's gonna be Kasuku Neo up against ASE Sparks. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is still Battle for Supremacy TV's 5v5 Honor of Kings tournament, Reign Supreme. So, thank you so much for having this grassroots tournament, and we hope to see more of these games. And for now, we will be taking a short break because the games were way too fast. You know, we just need to take a chill, take some water breaks and all of that, because the players and teams that we've seen on this first half, they're just letting us have a very, very short break. So, guys, might as well grab yourself some snacks, get some water, hydrate yourselves, because anytime soon, we'll be back here on the Reign Supreme tournament. So, Kaisaya and Vince G, with you. We will be right back.